And this is what I've been waiting for this tournament to finally kick into gear. We've got a little bit of tragedy on the way, but adding in that with a bit of a badass, a 3 versus 1, and Asta losing his control already of the demon is something that's going to be happening very soon in the foreseeable future. But immediately the decider between Finral and Langris, his brother, that went a little bit too far, especially from what we saw happened at the end of this match. So let's just go and jump right into this match, because poor, like, Finral, I feel bad for you, bro. But, geez, you really, after that point, got completely destroyed, and it was only by an inch of Clover winning against your own brother and his teammates. So the one thing that we noticed when he was activating his Grimoire, especially with Langris, is that last chapter it was more talking about the ominous ceiling, that when he started using his powers and he started losing his, like, control of himself and like letting his cockiness and his like rage just get to him over his brother, that everyone started to notice, even like Julius and like Asta, everyone noticed that there's like, this is like the White-Eye Knights. Like, what the hell is going on right now? Like, why is Langris got the same kind of like power, ominous feeling that those guys have? And possibly, you know, that whether or not he is someone that is like untapped that could actually like do something like that. Maybe like Finral's brother, like family is related in some way. Because if you remember and all that, like a lot of them and all that had the same sort of situation happen to him, with the exception of the few characters and all that being descendants. Whether or not like it as well like revolves around like this deep, just ominous hatred like for her, we don't really know too much for her, but it was clearly amplifying him due to his like rage, blood curdling like whole like disaster that this was going to happen. Like, I'm wondering, like, is this, if he goes a little bit too far, like, could we have another Vito on our hands here? Like, is that something where we can get, if like maybe he learned to like attain this power, could we have something like him, or could we have like what we've had with like a couple of the other characters as well, the One-Eye Eyes and all that? And this is coming from a lieutenant rank and all that. Now, it's been a little bit weird and all that, especially since we've seen some of the captains go at it, and some of them going at for like power no less and all that, but to see someone that's clearly getting a boost enhancement, and now our main characters are going to be going against this sort of character, whether or not it's we're going to be seeing that like, but Finral tried with all his might. He was using multiple teleports to try and like defeat this, but this just was not enough and all that. And the fact also that Leo and his partner were just so close, they destroyed the crystal, but unfortunately Finral tried to take like a lot of these shots and all that, he just couldn't block it all, and Langris destroyed not only the crystal but huge chunks of his body. You're seeing like parts of his ribs missing, his arm, like this like general space magic has just cut away like through a ton of his body, and everyone's like, this is decided already. And like Leo and everyone else, like, they don't know what's happening right now. It's like, oh yes, we won, we finally was able to get through it, and like Leo's like, fuck, I thought I was just a second closer. And not only that, Langris still is like, I'm not satisfied, I still need to take this more. It's like, no, I need to be better than you in every way. And we even see that Finral was actually a general, because like, consider a brother and all that. Like, even as well, like, he was kind of like, he admitted and all that, he was jealous about how much of the genius his brother is and all that. But then again, he always like made him want to strive to improve. And it's like, it's one, like, I can clearly see that, like, even when we saw like a bunch of people had so much higher expectations, like Langris, like they even see it's like Finral has all the other perfect things that Langris don't. Finral is great with people, he's such a nice person, he's a charmer, he's all this, he's great with his words, he actually is pretty decent with study. Like, while Langris was the prodigy, he is a complete tactical genius, he knows all of this stuff, and he has a bright future ahead of himself and all that, supported by his family, but he is like, just a piece of shit towards people. He thinks he's fucking better, and it's that arrogance that cost him. And I was mentioning beforehand, whether or not Finral's sort of like fiance or Langris's one and all that, like, this is probably what happened, and this is probably the first time we saw maybe Langris lose into his like kind of like darker desires and all that. Whether like we still haven't heard any more what happened to that character, and I was expecting maybe to hear it in this chapter, but no and all that. And let me just talk about my favorite scene, and it's especially when Langris tried to finish off his own brother, and it's not just Asta getting it, it's Asta, Luck, and Magna, like, and Charmy, all 4 of them won in on this action or there. Although Charmy's like a little bit further in the background or there, but one of my favourite times is he's trying to lift his arm to try to race him. Asta, Magna, Luck, all got their fucking weapons right to that guy's neck, and he's like, hey, the match is already over and all that. But, you know, if we could let us in a little bit of the fun here, huh? Like that. Like, you just see, like, basically all of them just losing control, and it's like, Asta, especially, it's like, you're no fucking knight and all that. Your brother is way much more of a knight than you'll ever be and all that. Sure, you're strong and all that, but you're nothing. You're just a coward and all that. And the fact of the matter is that how the next part doesn't get stopped, but I understand Julius's reasoning and all that between this. Is like, you're gonna escalate it to this point, like where his like language is like, I don't give a shit, you arrogant piece of shit, you fucking blackballs and all that, think you're hot shit and all that. And he's like, you know what, Julius, I want to have the next match here right now. And it's like, I don't care. It's already begun. And he already started swinging at Asta and the other guys immediately. And it's like, wait, we need to stop this, Julius. And like, the point of the matter is, it's like, if you're in a real life battle situation, then that's not going to happen. You can't just call time out, stop, I give up. No, that's not how it is. And even Julius, when he mentioned this to Langris and all that, you know, like, I respect someone that actually goes in and is like actually real powerful and makes sure the job is done, but I don't respect someone that is very well going to kill their teammates and all that. Like, that's not a safe thing. It's like, you could cost the team gravely just because of like your sheer childness, like, throughout this. And that the Asta, we even see in the last panel, Asta is already, we're seeing the fangs, we're seeing the demon eye already. He's already partially transforming into the demon mode again. Like, so whether or not now he's actually doing this on purpose, or this is just a default thing now that he's happened, now that he's got the fusion, like, his, like, demon mode and all that activated, I'm wondering now if this is just going to be a thing he can just rile up with emotions, and I'm wondering if this is going to happen with Asta now, that Asta is going to be the one that goes too far this time, and maybe show a good parallel between the two. And it's weird that how we're getting into Asta's match kind of immediately, albeit and all that. There are different opponents in there. I know it even mentioned as well, like with all of them and all that, is that this isn't just going to be Asta and all that. And I hope that's what it's going, because it's clearly how like it was phrasing at the end of chapter that it's also going to be Luck, it's going to be Magna, it's going to be all the guys and all that getting involved and all that to take him down and all that. And immediately and all that, like, I know Charming doesn't seem like she's going to be getting involved and all that from the background. It would be cool if she jumped in, but I think she was more just kind of long range, like, I'm going to fuck this guy up if he tries anything more on there. But a 3v1 immediately and all that. And to be fair, like, it's some of my favorite members of the Black Ball. I love Magna, I love, like, Luck, I love Asta going in there, and I really want to see that, because we haven't seen, like, a trio tag team on them since probably they went against Vito. Like, I really love, like, that we can have something like that. And considering that Langris and all that, and his whole plot line with his brother and all that, that is accelerated to this point, it's like, alright, we're going to get some cool stuff, and his power and all that is deemed, like, formidable and all that. And I'm just worried now, is Asta going to finally lose control at this point and all that? Is he going to be no better than, like, his own opponent that he's going against? Because, like, clearly we're seeing him transform immediately with the demon and all that, so I want to know what's going to happen next and all that. And definitely a very exciting chapter of Black Clover this week and all that. I think that's a perfect one to have and all that, just right as the anime is now about to air as well. I'm very excited. I'm definitely going to be giving you guys my first impressions on that. But let me know you guys in the comments down below. What did you think about this episode and chapter of Black Clover though and all that? I need you to know and all that. Trust me, I'm going to be sitting there and waiting and watching and all that, those episodes to come and all that, and especially with the manga as well. It's just going to be great and all that. I cannot wait for all of this and all that to happen and all that. It's all going to be popping off very soon and all that, both series and all that. So let me know what you guys think. But that's all from me. Thanks always for watching, and I'll see you guys though next time.